What's going on, man? Patrick James here, and today we've got another edition of Raw Dating Advice. This is going to be a good one. Cue that intro. All right, man, so as you can see from the title of today's video, today we're going to be talking about how you should read a woman's body language. Now, body language is a huge topic, so in this video, I'm really going to focus on how you read her responses to you. What do I mean by that? I mean that every time you touch a girl or physically escalate on a girl, her body is going to react to you in some way. And in this video, we're gonna be talking about how you read her reactions and what you should do in response to those reactions. So this will be a very valuable video because this is the one that actually leads to you escalating on the girl, making a first kiss happen, or even having sex with her right then and there. So let's get into it. Now, here's the thing. I promised you in the title 3 secrets to reading her body language. Well, I like to over deliver, so I'm actually going to be doing 4 secrets in this video. So the first secret is going to be something that, we all want. This is an ideal world, and it's something I call the yes response. So what is a yes response? A yes response is basically when you physically escalate on a girl, she reciprocates it back. So what does this look like? This means that if you put your arm around her, maybe she wraps her arm around you too. If you go in to kiss her, she kisses you back. If you go in to hug her, she hugs you back. Does this make sense? If you lean into her, she leans into you as well. That's a yes response. This is good because it means that you made your move at the right time. She was in fact probably waiting on you to make the move, and she liked it. She reciprocated it. She's doing it back. And if she's giving you a lot of yes responses, it's very likely that she's gonna be the one making moves on you in the near future as well. So this is good, but obviously there's 3 other ones that we're gonna be going over in this video. So the second type of response that you're gonna get is something that you probably would have never thought of on your own, but once I reveal it to you, it's gonna make sense. It's called the neutral. So let me ask you a question. Have you ever maybe teased a girl or challenged a girl and she didn't react positively and she didn't react negatively, she just kind of was like, meh? Or have you ever touched a girl and she didn't really do anything? She just kind of acted like nothing was going on, right? That right there is a neutral response. If you going to kiss her on the cheek and she lets you kiss her on the cheek, but she doesn't smile, she doesn't lean into the kiss, she doesn't kiss you back, and she doesn't, turn you down by any means, that right there is a neutral response. Now, what does a neutral response mean? What does it say about her state of mind? Well, let me draw it out for you. So basically, and this is just the way I like to think about it. For a lot of you guys watching my videos, sometimes you go, man, that guy totally made up that graph. And yes, you would be correct. I made this shit up because I like to think of things in visual terms. So this is just kind of how I picture it in my head. And I think for teaching purposes, it'll be good for you to see it. So basically, the way I like to think about it is that there's 2 lines. And obviously you start down on this line, right? And this right here is nothing, right? If you're at this line, nothing. And this right here is emotional response, right? And these are the responses that we're talking about in this video, emotional response. Now, when you escalate on a girl, or even tease her or challenge her or say some witty, playfully challenging line of some sort, well, you start at nothing, but when you do the thing, you go somewhere along this graph. You can either not reach the emotional response line, you can either go too far and go past the line, you're overstepping the line here, or you go right to it, you're tiptoeing the line. So when you get a yes response or a no response, what you're doing is you're actually hitting the line, or you're even going beyond it to some degree. But if you get a neutral response, it means that you haven't sparked an emotion. You didn't go far enough. So the way I like to take it is that if I get a neutral response, that means that I'm not going to the line yet. And here's the thing, you want to be tiptoeing this line. You want to get to as close to this emotional response line as possible without overdoing it. Because when you get to the line, you can actually elicit an emotional response out of her, so that way you can better read her response. So if you're getting a neutral response where you can't tell if it affected her positively and negatively, you can't really read her mind, that's just a sign that you can go a little bit further. You can escalate a little bit harder. You can escalate a little bit faster. So that's all that means to me is if I get a neutral response, that means I can go even further than I currently am. So for example, if you go to put your arm around a girl and she doesn't really do anything, right? Then you can probably, bring her in for a big bear hug or give her a high five and put her hand on your ass and then tease her for touching your ass, right? You can go a little bit further than you currently are. Or maybe you go in for the cheek and you kiss her on the cheek and she just lets you kiss her on the cheek, but nothing really happens. She doesn't react positively or negatively. That means maybe try kissing her on the lips or try putting her arms around you and then kiss her on the cheek. It's going a little bit further, a little step further than you currently are, if that makes sense. All right, so that's the second type of response that you'll get from a girl when you physically escalate on her. So what is the third type of response? And this is one that you can probably already guess. And it's called the no response. All right, so what is a no response? A no response is something that you do not want to get, and if you get it, then stop escalating, right? You don't want to go too far. On that graph I just drew, if you get a no response, it means you went too far past her comfort level. Now, that's the thing that I didn't really explain well. The emotional, right? When you do something to elicit an emotional response, every girl's line is gonna be different, right? Some girls are really receptive to people touching her because they like to touch. They're a very touchy-feely person themselves, but some girls, they don't like it at all. So you've got to be able to read where her line is. For every girl, it could be slightly different, right? But if you get a no response, it means that you definitely got to this line and she did not like it. She did not want you to physically escalate on her. So what does this mean? Well, it could mean a couple things. It means that either she's not attracted to you, in which case you stop escalating on her, and you go back to the playful banter, you go back to challenging her, you go back to sparking tension in all the ways that we talk about on Raw Dating Advice. That's not the purpose of this video, but you gotta get more attraction there. That's all this means before you go any further. Now, that said, if you get a no response, stop, because that's how you get some weird scandals in your life that you don't want, all right? Ain't none of us got time for that shit, all right? So, no response, not good. Stop escalating, start attracting more because she needs more attraction. And more importantly, she needs more comfort with you for you to be able to start escalating on her even more again, all right? Baby step this stuff. And the last response that you're gonna get is something I call the playful no response. So what is a playful no response and what is the difference between a playful no response and a no response? Well, a no response will be like her, either like if you go in to put your arm around her, she leans away from you. That's a no response. Or if you go in to kiss her, she says, "What are you doing?" And that's a no response. Or if she says, "Don't touch me," that's a no response. Those are clear. She's not playful about it in any way. You can't see the facetiousness in her face because, as you can tell, I like to be facetious a lot. I like to play around a lot. And if she's not giving you any of that stuff, then that's no response. But a playful no response is like if you went in to kiss her on the cheek, right? You went in to kiss her on the cheek and she kind of turned her head and smiled, but she's like kind of pushed you away at the same time. If she's smiling and laughing, that's a playful no response. Now, here's the thing. It does not mean no. If it's playful, it does not mean no. It means not yet, right? And not yet could be a variety of things. Not yet could mean that she's trying to make you work for it and it's just kind of like her little cat and mouse game that she plays. Or it could mean that she's not yet comfortable with you enough to go that far, right? A lot of times, I actually like the playful no response. A lot of times I'll go in to kiss a girl and I love it when she gives me the cheek because it means that I'm very close to getting an actual kiss with her. And it means I'm very close to getting this escalating as far as possible because once she gives me the cheek, if I go in to kiss her and she gives me a playful no response by giving me the cheek, that means that I'm a slippery slope. I'm a few steps away from getting her a kiss. And when she kisses me, that's a slippery slope to escalating even further. So I love the playful no response. And in fact, I like to bring this out as quickly as possible. A lot of times, if I can tell a girl's attracted to me, I'll just bring her into me and kiss her or try to kiss her. And if she gives me the cheek, It's playful no response. I love that shit. So what do you do if you get the playful no response? Well, like I just said, all you do is kind of lean back again, right? Stop the escalation momentarily, but realize it's not a bad thing. It just means not yet. And then attract, build more comfort, and in a few minutes, go back, escalate again, see how she responds then. This is a good sign, and it means that you are a few steps away, a few minutes away, and just a little bit more attraction and comfort away from getting that yes response that we want. Now, here is the last caveat I want to end this video on, is if you get a yes response to an escalation, maybe you touch her on the shoulder, maybe you put your arm around her, maybe you kiss her on the cheek, maybe you kiss her, that does not mean you have a full yes response to escalate all the way towards, sticking your penis between her legs, right? That is not a full yes response. It's a yes for that particular thing, and it means that you can try to go one step further until you get a playful no response. Oftentimes when we're escalating on girls, we can put our arm around her, we can be touching her, and then we can go for the kiss. Maybe she's comfortable with that, but if you went further and you tried to slip your hand somewhere where the sun don't shine, then she might give you a playful no response, and it just means not yet. All right, so I hope that helped you out, man. Those are my 4 secrets to reading a girl's body language anytime you escalate on her. And if you liked this video, all I ask is that you give me a thumbs up, and if you're not currently subscribed, then hit that subscribe button, bro. We're coming out with great, fire, lit, awesome content on the regular, several times a week. So that said, I want to finish this video by telling you about my new book, 107 Proven Ways to Get the Girl. It's already my best-selling program by far, and trust me, I have a lot of programs. So if you want to get this book, I currently have 500 copies printed, all right? 500 copies of these things are in existence. These are 2 of the copies, and I'm giving them away for free. And if you want to grab a copy of this on your own, completely for free, 107 Proven Ways to Get the Girl, all you got to do is go to howtogetthegirlnow.com and let me know where to ship it. That's it. I wish it was more complicated than that, but it's really not, all right? So if you want a free copy of this book before they're gone, there's only 500, go to howtogetthegirlnow.com. Let me know where to ship your copy of this book, and I will see you in the next video. Peace out.